Here we are catching up with Trinity joint manager Neal Bishop. 2 games in 3 days, certainly a challenging schedule.
Yeah, look, ideally I'd like more time on the training ground. I don't think we've been up the training ground for 2.5 weeks now, so it's not ideal. We've got a new group of players. We're trying to implement a structure and a system. But you know that it's hard to do that when you're just talking to them in the dressing room when you've got the tactics board out. You need time on the training ground. We've got that coming up after Tuesday. Obviously, we're straight into another game Tuesday. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We'll have a couple of training sessions, 3 or 4 before the start of the season, so we'll be ready. Look, we're not about excuses. That's not me. We've got this schedule. We'll deal with it, and we'll be ready when the 13th of August, I think it is, comes round.
Exactly. So it's just for one more game. We've had to change the opponents as well. Doncaster
Yeah, a bit last minute. Obviously, we've got Damo's got good relationships with the youth manager, and Gary McSheffrey, someone I've played football with. Their first team manager, James Coppinger, the director of football there. I've grew up with him, so we've got a fantastic relationship with the club. They've agreed to send a team down, which will be a good team. It'll be a young team, but it'll be a good team. It'll be a good test for our boys on a big pitch. They'll be young, they'll be fit. And we'll see what we're about out of possession. I think in possession, I think we look really good. I think we have done. I think we haven't tried to overload them with information because we've got good footballers. And you see when we go forward with a threat and with purpose. I think if we're being picky, that we have not took the chances we should have done this pre-season in a number of games. Defensively and on the transition and on the turnovers, we're not where I think we should be or would like us to be. That comes from time on the training ground and working with the players and showing them stuff in video sessions. But again, we haven't had any time of that. It's just been game. Like I say, it's not ideal, but we crack on. We'll have time to do that with the lads, and like I say, we'll be ready. We'll be ready come the 13th of August.
It's almost replicating how the season starts, isn't it? Because Northern Premier League's famous for cramming so many fixtures into the first couple of months.
Yeah, which is why you don't really want, you don't want lads fatiguing. It's a long, hard season. I was involved in it last season. And the games do come thick and fast. We've tried to manage the minutes. Obviously, ideally, I wouldn't be playing, but we've needed to just give Rice a breather. I know it sounds silly in pre-season, but he's played a lot of minutes. The same with Righty. We just thought they needed a little dab out of it, to come back in. It sounds crazy, but if you just go on game fatigue and setting it early doors, and we've got the physio's really good here. We've got the minutes log. We're looking at fatigue and who needs what. So look, I can't wait to get back on the training ground. Like I say, it's a good game for us Tuesday. It's going to be a good test, but then we'll get the nitty gritty of how we're going to play in and out of possession. Because like I say, out of possession, I think maybe we're a bit open. If I'm being picky, probably too open. But there's nothing that can't be addressed. We've got a good set of players that the understanding of the game is good. They understand what we're asking of them. They just need some time to work together on the training ground. And like I say, we'll get that in the next couple of weeks.
Brilliant. And in terms of finishing touches to your squad, how far away are you?
Yeah, look, I think it's obvious that there's 1 or 2 gaps that need plugging. We've potentially got a couple of midfielders and a couple of centre halves in the pipeline. I'm not going to give you names until it's signed and sealed, delivered. But hopefully next week we'll have certainly 1 centre half through the door. Ideally, we need another. And like I say, we're talking to players all the time. We could have a settled squad of 22, 23 players in through the door now, but it's about the right ones, the right characters, what will complement the players we've already got. It's a process, and like I say, it's not one we're rushing. We'd rather take our time and get it right than go mad and just bring anyone through the door. Which you see some of the recruitment that's gone on this summer. It's going to be a tough league. There's some good teams doing good recruitment, but with our budget, we've got to make sure we spend it wisely and get it right, and hopefully that's what we'll do.
I know you're itching for the season to start. The supporters are as well.
Yeah, look, I don't know if I should say, but when I was a player, the pre-season games didn't really turn me on. They didn't really get me going. I like it when there's a bite. I like it when there's something at stake. You're going out there and there's something on the table. It gets my juices flowing. I think we've got a lot of our lads are the same. I always say pre-season's about getting minutes under the belt, getting fit and not getting injured. And touch wood, we've managed to do that pretty well so far. I just hope that can continue through Tuesday night, and then like I say, we're into some proper work on the training ground.
Cheers, Mitch.